Welcome to the Memory Bank, where we dive deep into the details of the Star Wars universe. Today we're featuring a miniature storybook released in 1984 as part of the Lucasfilm children's book library. Wicket Finds a Way follows a young Ewok who sets off on his own for the very first time. When he strays too far from home and gets lost in the forest, Wicket must rely on his courage and instincts to find his way back. Now, with our custom read-along presentation, this gentle tale of bravery and self-discovery comes to life. So let's turn the page and walk alongside Wicket through the woods of Endor.
Ewok village was blanketed in snow. Puffs of smoke rose from the roofs of each hut into the clear, cold sky. Wicket trudged through the village on his snowshoes. He was glad that Logray's hut wasn't too far away. Logray was the old Ewok medicine man. His hut was Wicket's favorite place to visit. Herbs, bark, and feathers hung from the rafters. Jugs of powders and potions cluttered the shelves. Wicket had spent many cold winter afternoons by the fire while Logray worked. But today he had come to ask the medicine man a very important question. "Logray, I want to learn magic and be a medicine man like you," said Wicket eagerly. "Can I be your apprentice?" Logray frowned. "You're still too young to know the secrets of a medicine man," he said sharply. "You're headstrong and hasty and you have too much to learn. Now don't trouble me with this nonsense again." Wicket was a good scout, but most of all he wanted to be a medicine man like Logray. He longed to heal the Ewoks with magic healing potions. Now it will never happen, he thought sadly, remembering what Logray had said. Wicket walked until dusk. He was passing his friend Latara's hut when he saw Logray rushing toward the door. "I wonder if Latara is sick," thought Wicket. He looked into her hut. There lay his friend, wrapped in blankets. As Wicket watched, Logray sprinkled some powder in a drink for Latara. Then Logray turned to Latara's father. "I need a fuzzy nettle plant to make more medicine for Latara," he said. "But that plant only grows on the far side of the forest," said Latara's father. "We'd better send a search party out for it early in the morning," said Logray. "Poor Latara," thought Wicket. "I have to help her now." Without a second thought he ran off to find Baga, his pet boardok. Wicket saddled Baga and rode off into the night. During the summer he had often played on the far side of the forest with Latara, and he knew where the fuzzy nettles grew. "I hope I can find them under all this snow," he thought. Soon Wicket was at the edge of the dark forest. "Come on, Baga, we'll be okay," he said. Baga's hooves crunched in the snow as they entered the woods. The forest was dark and silent. Ice and snow covered all the Ewok trails. Before long Wicket realized that they had wandered off the path that led through the forest, and try as he might, he couldn't find his way back to it. "I think we're lost," Wicket said to Baga. "Logray was right, I am headstrong and hasty." Then Wicket got an idea. "Maybe I can see the lights of the village from the top of that tree," he thought. He led Baga to a tall evergreen. Then he slowly climbed the icy tree until he reached a high branch. When he looked around, all he saw were the stars twinkling brightly in the dark sky above him. "The stars!" gasped Wicket. "I can travel by them!" It was one of the first lessons he had learned as an Ewok scout. Wicket climbed back down to the ground. "Baga!" he cried, throwing his arms around the little boardok's neck. "We're not lost! I can find my way home now!" Baga nickered happily. "But first I have to find the fuzzy nettles!" Wicket exclaimed. So he jumped on Baga's back and set off deeper into the forest. Finally they came to the spot where Wicket hoped to find the fuzzy nettles. Baga pawed at the snow with his hooves while Wicket dug with his spear. Deep under the blanket of snow he began to see the tip of a plant. He dug farther down. "Baga, it's here!" shouted Wicket. He gathered as many of the green shoots as he could, strapped them onto Baga's saddle and turned toward home. Wicket and Baga returned to the village at dawn. An Ewok search party was assembling around Logray. Wicket made his way through the crowd to the medicine man. "Not now, Wicket," said Logray. "But Logray, I got the fuzzy nettle plants for Latara," Wicket protested. "Last night I heard you say you needed them to make her medicine, so I went into the forest and I found them. Here." He offered Logray an armful of the green shoots still covered with snow. Logray smiled. "Good work, Wicket," he said. Then he made a healing powder for Latara with the plants Wicket had gathered. As soon as he was finished, they set off for Latara's hut. Wicket stood by the door while Logray gave Latara her medicine. Wicket was very worried about his friend. She looked so still and small in her bed. "Wicket," said Logray after he had given Latara her medicine, "I want you to go home. You may visit Latara later, but now she needs to sleep, and so do you. When Wicket got home, he climbed wearily into his hammock and fell fast asleep. He woke late in the afternoon. "I've got to go and see how Latara is," he said, rubbing his eyes sleepily. "Latara, you're all right," Wicket cried happily when he got to Latara's hut. "Thanks to you, Wicket," said Latara. "Logray told everyone what you did for me," she added, smiling. "You're a good and brave scout, Wicket," said Logray. "Yesterday I said you were hasty. Now I think that I was the hasty one. You already knew the secret of being a good medicine man." "I did?" asked Wicket. "A good medicine man loves the ones he takes care of," said Logray. "That is an old Ewok truth." The next morning Wicket was brushing Baga when Logray appeared. "Good morning, Wicket," said the medicine man. "Are you ready?" "Ready for what?" asked Wicket. "For your first day as my new apprentice," said Logray. "Now come along, I've got a lot to teach you."
The end.
Thank you for joining me on this quiet journey through the forests of Endor. I hope you enjoyed this read-along experience, bringing Wicket's story to life in a way that makes it more accessible and memorable for everyone. If you liked this adventure, there are plenty more stories waiting in the memory bank, where we uncover the rare, the nostalgic, and the often overlooked corners of the Star Wars galaxy. Be sure to subscribe for more one-of-a-kind discoveries. Until next time, may the Force be with you.